Hello and welcome back to the Ohadollar channel. Today we're going to be talking about the 3 new classes that have been announced for Overwatch. We're just going to do a quick thing, maybe go through maybe a little in-depth thing later on, but we're going to start off with Genji. This is the green samurai that everyone's been like waiting for. It's like, why isn't he why isn't he here yet? And yeah, so his real name is Genji Shimada. He's 35. And he is the brother of Hanzo, which is an interesting idea. Maybe they'll have some like some talks between each other. Some good. Maybe if one of them kills the other, maybe they'll be like, "Ha, you died." So his role is offense. He's got a sword and some shurikens. So the abilities, he's got shurikens. Genji loses 3 deadly throwing stars in quick succession. Alternatively, he can throw 3 shurikens in a wider spread. I think that's his main effect. I'm not sure, it may just be a sword. So he's got deflect, which he uses sword to swipe, and it can reflect incoming projectiles, which makes this character like really unique to him, and like he can be maybe more of a defensive but also offensive at the same time, with going through this deflect thing, and maybe it's quite a difficult thing to do to like aim at the incoming projectile, and maybe it could be pretty useful. And then we got Swift Strike. Genji darts forward, slicing the air with his katana and passing through foes in his path. After the initial strike, his targets begin to bleed and take additional damage over time. If Genji eliminates a target with this ability, he can instantly use it again. So it's like the Demo Knight effect with the shield, where if you kill someone with it, it gains instant recharge. So you could basically just go from, you could just have like a huge chain of people dying to this. You just one after another. I can see that being pretty cool plays of the games, and could be very interesting. And then we've got Dragon Blade. Genji brandishes his katana for a brief period of time, so like has a certain time where you can be killed before you use this. So very vulnerable when you start using the ult. Until he sheaths the sword, Genji can deliver killing strikes to any target within his reach. So after he's done the sheathing, he can, after he's done the brandish, he can then like be really powerful and can kill a lot of people with this. We might go through this story because the story will probably be more fun than the others, but okay. Cyborg Genji Shimada has made peace with the augmented body he once rejected, and in doing so he has discovered a high humanity. The youngest son of the master Shimada ninja clan, Genji lived a life of luxury and privilege, and although he excelled at and enjoyed his ninja training, he spent most of his time pursuing a playboy lifestyle. Hey Genji, getting in there, son. Many of the clans thought he was a dangerous liability, and they resented his father for coddling and protecting him. Coddling, what did I say? Following the clan's leader, ultimately, I think that's a mistake. It should be ultimate. I don't know what that means. Death. Genji's older brother Hanzo demanded that Genji take a more active role in their late father's empire. Genji refused, enraging Hanzo, and that's where all this shit started. Between the brothers built to a violent confrontation that left Genji on the verge of dying. Oh, that's where the cyborg stuff comes on. Dr. Angela Ziagla, the global security force, saw Genji as a potential asset in its ongoing operation to combat the Shimada clan, and then he became cyborg. Game enhanced natural speed and agility, augmented his superlative ninja skills, transforming into a living weapon. So basically like Deadpool, but a cooler version of Deadpool. He does look pretty awesome with the green stuff. Genji felt increasingly at war with himself. He was repulsed by the mechanical parts of his body and could not come to grips with what he had become. When his mission was complete, he abandoned Overwatch and wandered the world in search of meaning. He drifted for many years before crossing paths with the Omnic monk Zenyatta. So maybe some talking between that as well as they go through, as they're on the field. Maybe like, why are you doing this to me? I don't know. I'm sorry, master, or something like that. And he learned about stuff. So that's Genji, pretty interesting character. Got a lot of cool stuff to him. Got shurikens and things like that. Very cool to play. And then we got Mei. Her role is defense. Full name is Mei Ling Zhu. I always thought she's a climatologist and adventurer, so I thought she's like one half of the ice climbers, which I think could be what they were going for. She lives in China. She's got the endothermic blaster. Mei's blaster unleashes a concentrated short-range stream of frost that damages, slows, and ultimately freezes enemies in place. Mei can also use her blaster to shoot icicles like projectiles at medium range. So a pretty helpful character to just slow down people, maybe slow them down so people can set up. So she could be used for quite a lot of stuff. Cryo Freeze. Mei instantly surrounds herself with a block of thick ice. She heals and ignores damage while encased but cannot move or use his ability. Yeah, that could be very good if you're like waiting for people, and could be very, very good to just heal yourself back up and waiting for people to come in and save you. Got the ice wall. Mei generates an enormous ice wall that obstructs lines of sight, stops movement and blocks attacks. Very good defensive attack that can stop people in their tracks, maybe change the direction so they can go into more of a chokehold and kill people with it. Then you got the ultimate ability, Blizzard. Mei deploys a weather modification drone that emits gusts of wind and snow in a wide area. Enemies caught in the blizzard are slowed and take damage. Those who linger too long are frozen solid. Wow, that could be pretty interesting. If you got that up against a bastion, then that could be very good to kill that bastion or make him move away from that. And maybe be more of an offensive character when you use that, so you can maybe move people out of the way. Defensive people, so you can get into better spots or something like that. Story: scientist, preserved environment, portable version of a climate manipulation technology, and she became this thing that she is now. And then you got D.VA. She's been teased quite a lot since in the coming time that up to BlizzCon, so probably we've seen quite a lot of what she looks like and what she can do. Her real name is Hannah Song, age 19, occupation pro gamer, formerly mech pilot. So getting into maybe like the postmodern way, like blending real life, like esports stuff into this game, could be very interesting. Abilities: fusion cannons. D.VA's mech is equipped with twin short-range rotating cannons. They lay down continuous high damage fire without needing to reload, but slow D.VA's movement while they're activated. So basically Gatling guns. With the boosters that's coming up now, you can get close to people and then kill them. D.VA's mech launches into the air, her momentum carrying her forward. She can turn and change directions or barrel roll through her enemies, knocking them back. That sounds pretty fun to do. Defense matrix: D.VA can activate this forward-facing targeting array to shoot incoming projectiles out of the air. Change from maybe more of an offensive tank to quite a good defensive tank. Then you got self-destruct, which is her ultimate. D.VA ejects from her mech and sets its reactor to explode, dealing massive damage to nearby opponents. So this could be very good when you're in control point. And if you're like completely out of the game, or you're like really low on health, you can just use this and oh shit, there's two more. Oh, when she's out of the mech, she has a light gun. I think it's basically the one that you get with the medic. And then the ultimate ability when she's when she's out of the mech is Cool Mech, where she can get into the mech and do all that jazz that she was on there. Story, professional gamer who now uses skills to pilot a state-of-the-art mech in defense of her homeland. 20 years ago, South Korea was attacked by a colossal omnic monstrosity that rose from the depths of the East China Sea. After this, like maybe before this comes out, maybe there will probably be a lore panel which goes into more depth about the lore of Overwatch, which I think pretty cool to see where they were going with characters, what they wanted them to do, and maybe they'll show how the lore will impact the game with the stuff that I told you about with Genji maybe having like certain powers. Maybe he gets angry when he sees Genji. When Hanzo sees Genji or Genji sees Hanzo and gets a bit of extra power, maybe that could actually happen. Yeah, seeing her new mission in the game, D.VA fearlessly charges into battle alongside the rest of her mecha unit, ready to spring to our nation's defense at a moment's notice. So it's basically setting up a whole node of like new classes of mechs and tanky characters maybe coming out in DLC or stuff when the game comes out. In June 2016, I think it is spring 2016. They say about 21st of June 2016 that this is coming out around then. So yeah, you can pre-purchase now on Xbox One, PC or PS4, which sounds pretty good. So let me know what you think about these 3 new characters. There was also a map, but I don't really go into much detail about them. It's about Hollywood. I didn't really see it, so let me know what you think about these characters. Share it with friends, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and finally, toodaloo.